Hi everyone, we are Group 6. Today we will present our study title, How do Entrepreneurship Education Skills Shape Students' Entrepreneurial Mindset and Career Readiness. Our study focuses on how entrepreneurship-related education and experiences can help students develop entrepreneurial mindset, self-efficacy, and employability skills. First, let me explain the research background. Nowadays, graduate employability has become increasingly competitive. Employees are looking for more than academic knowledge. They also value skills such as problem-solving, communication, adaptability, and creativity. Because of this, entrepreneurship education has become an important part of higher education. At the same time, digital entrepreneurship is becoming more important due to rapid technological development. Therefore, universities are introducing entrepreneurship courses, competitions, and digital learning activities to better prepare students for future career. Although many studies have examined entrepreneurship education, several research gaps still exist. First, most studies focus mainly on entrepreneurial intention rather than employability skills. Second, entrepreneurship education, entrepreneurship competition, and digital entrepreneurship skills are often studied separately. Third, limited attention has been given to the impact of digital entrepreneurship education on employability outcomes. Therefore, there is still a lack of an integrated model that examines all these variables together. This study aims to address that gap. The main objective of this study is to examine the relationships among entrepreneurship education factors, entrepreneurial mindset, self-efficacy, and employability skills. To achieve this objective, 8 hypotheses were developed and tested. The proposed relationships are shown in our theoretical framework. This slide shows our theoretical framework. Digital entrepreneurship education skills, entrepreneurship competition, and entrepreneurship education skills are the independent variables. These variables influence entrepreneurial mindset and entrepreneurial self-efficiency, which act as moderating variables. Finally, entrepreneurial mindset and entrepreneurial self-efficacy influence students' employability skills, which is the dependent variable of this study. That's all for my part.
To test our hypothesis, we adopted a qualitative research design. We collect data using an online questionnaire distributed to university students, which yielded 127 valid responses. The questionnaire used a 5-point Likert scale. We then analyzed the data using IBM SPSS, employing technical like reliability analysis, descriptive statistics, and multiple regression to test our model. Now let's move on to the key findings. First, we conducted a reliability analysis to ensure our survey questions were consistent and measured what they intended to measure. As you can see from the table, all constructors has a Cronbench alpha value well above the zero point 0.7 threshold, confirming that our measurement scales are reliable. Next, we looked at the descriptive statistics. This gives us a general idea of how the students perceived each factor. On average, students agreed with the statements across all variables, as shown by mean scores about 3.5. Interestingly, they rated their own employability skills the highest, which is a positive sign.
Now for the goal of analyze, hypothesis testing. First, we looked at the impact on entrepreneurial side. As the table shows, all three hypotheses were strongly supported. This means that digital skills, computation experience, and formal education all positively shape a student's entrepreneurial mindset. Among them, formal education skills had the strongest impact, with a delta value of 0.85. We examined the impact on entrepreneurial self-efficacy, which is a student's belief in their own abilities. Again, all three hypotheses were supported. Digital skills, computations, and education all boost self-efficacy. Once more, formal education skills emerged as the strongest predictor, with an even higher beta value of 0.882, showing its profound impact on building students' confidence. Finally, we tested how mindset and self-efficacy translate into employability skills. Both hypotheses were supported. This confirms that both having an entrepreneurial mindset and believing in your abilities make you more employable. However, our data shows that self-efficacy has a significantly stronger impact with a beta value of 0.56 compared to 0.36 for medicine. This suggests that confidence is a key driver of perceived employability. All eight hypotheses we proposed were supported by the data. This confirms that our entire theoretical model is correct. Every path we suggested, from the independent variable through the imitating variable to the final employability skills outcome, is statistically significant. This provides strong support for our original framework.
Let me continue. We also conducted an additional analysis to see if there were any gender difference in how students perceived the factors. The t-test result showed no significant difference between males and females in their return of digital skills, education skills, or computation experience. This suggests that the impact of entrepreneurship education is consistent across gender in all simple. So what are our key takeaways? ES is the strongest driver, and all eight emphases are supported. Self-efficacy is the key to employability. In short, a holistic approach to entrepreneurship education significantly enhances students' career readiness. To put it simply, our results confirm three key points. The first, education works. It builds both mindset and confidence. The second, experience matters. Competitions are a stronger influencer. The third, confidence is a key. Self-efficacy is more directly linked to employability than mindset alone. Our findings have clear implications. Theoretical, we will create a more comprehensive model. Practically, we recommend universities raising foundational courses, invest in digital literacy, promote experiential learning, and actively build student confidence. In conclusion, our study demonstrated that integrated entrepreneurship education enhances students' career readiness.
However, we must note our limitation: a relatively small sample size and a cross-selectional design. Based on our limitations, we suggest several directions for future research. It would be valuable to replicate this study with a larger, more diverse sample. Future students could also explore additional variables like leadership skills or family support. A longitudinal study would help us understand these relationships over time. Finally, examining the impact on real-world outcomes like startup creation or job placement would provide even stronger evidence.